Alright, hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is April 23rd, 2024. I hear some ambulance outside. You hear that? So my last video was yesterday, give or take, right? So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, gives you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story, alright? So, alright, aside from that, there's like some melted wax there. I took it off. Alright. So I'm just gonna start pulling cards. um let's start off with a lovely message. All right, an opening. See what the beautiful and great divine wants us to start off with. Okay. Hold on. Alright, I thought she fell, but I don't know. I guess she's fine. I don't know. So it says, don't dread the darkness of denial, be the radiance of creative power. So I feel like if you want to take this at a different angle as well, it's basically saying don't hold yourself back. There's nothing to be like, why are you in denial? Like, for what? When, like, why would you be in denial when you can just be creative and, I don't know, have fun, I guess. It says, don't dread the darkness of denial. Be the radiance of creative power. Yeah, I feel like that's just pretty simple, straightforward. Yeah, just, why would you... I mean, I guess I can't really say like that. Because if I say it like that, it's kind of like coming off as like, well, that's common sense. You should know, right? So, let me soften this up. Instead of being in denial, why not let your creative powers take control over deniability? I don't know. I feel like some of you also could be like, well, oh, I can't do that. That's something I can't do. I can't do that. When you can. I don't know. I feel like sometimes a lot of people, when it comes to being creative, I don't know, people get intimidated by that because it's just like, well, how did they do that? How does that happen? Blah, blah, blah. Like, well, if you just there's like a compare thing going on there, right? And it's like you're comparing your abilities to someone else's abilities, and then you're just like, well, I can't do that, and then you're just like, well, maybe I shouldn't even try, and then you're just like in denial of your own abilities because you just compared yourself to someone else's abilities. You see what I'm saying? So then you don't even try, but you have that creative spark, that creative power within you. It's just, it's not gonna be the same as somebody else's. Someone else's creative ability is different than your creative ability. It's just, a lot of the times it's like, well, put it like this, like, let's say you see someone's hairstyle and you're just like, oh, I like that hairstyle, but I can't do that with my hair. You're right, you probably can't, but you can do other hairstyles with your hair that probably that person can't do with their hair. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of the times it's comparing yourself to someone else's ability, someone else's skill, someone else's power, someone else's talent, someone else's whatever. Whatever this creative endeavor is, it's like, if you constantly are comparing, then you're just like, well, I can't do it like that. No, you're absolutely right. You probably can't do it like that because you're most likely not meant to do it like that. You're supposed to do it your way, how you're supposed to do it, right? So I feel like a lot of the times in the collective, you can tend to put yourself or feel like you're like, oh, I don't know, I can't do it. But you're just like lying to yourself. It's, you can. You're just comparing the fact that you can't do it the way someone else can do it, but you're supposed to do it your way, right? This is not. That's why there's only like, one of you and one of them and blah 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 blah. Don't dread the darkness of denial. Be the radiance of creative power. I feel like this is there's like something about competitive or competing. So if you're under that, I feel like somebody wants you to be under that energy or mindset, that competitive mindset. Because if you're like, this could also be somebody who's also competing with you as well. And like they want you to compete or they want you to be in that competitive mindset. It's like, well, you can't do it like that, so you should try. But it's like, that doesn't even matter. Like, that's, scratch all of that because you're not supposed. You're not even. You're competing for like. You're not even supposed to be competing. You're supposed to be doing things your own way. Because if you're under that competitive state of mind, then you're focused on how to like compete with that person, not how you can do things like with the tools that you were given to do it your way. I hope this is making sense. Don't dread the darkness of denial. Be the radiance of creative power. I also feel like this is somebody else competing with you. This person, they're like in denial. It's like they have to do it. Like they have to compete with you. They have to do it the way you're doing it. But it's like, that's probably why it's not working out because you're competing to do it the way the collective is doing it. And that's not, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to, whoever, I feel like somebody's competing with the collective. And it's crazy because the whoever's competing, they too could have creative sparks inside of them, but it's like they're not paying attention to that because they're focused on how to do whatever it is that you're doing your way, how you're doing it, collective. It has to be how you're doing it. And it's just like you're completely disregarding the fact that you have the ability to do things your own way, but that's not what they care about. In their mind, it's like, no, it has to be like the collective. This person could even be going as far as believing, right? They're in denial that they too can do it. But it's like because the collective is doing it and it seems so effort, it seems so easy, it seems so whatever, like, they have to do it the way you're doing it. Yeah, I feel like so collective. This is a message for you, and there's definitely like I don't know cross watchers, I guess, because they want to do it the way you're doing it. They're already competing, and you're doing it the way you're doing it. Like, so if you feel that, like, if you've been getting like weird hints of like judging or competition or like weird energy like that, that's because somebody's projecting. Somebody wants you to compete. Somebody wants you to be in that negative low. Like, I'm not saying being competitive is low vibrational. It's not, right? Because sometimes it's healthy to be competitive, especially when you're competing against yourself to better yourself, right? Sometimes like healthy competition is good. But if you're feeling it like that, like very like judgy, very like all of a sudden you're feeling like you can't do it a certain way or like very competitive, like it's low vibrational. Bless you. That's a projection because somebody feels that way about themselves because it's the way they're viewing your craft or your skills or your creative endeavor, whatever it is. Somebody is trying to compete with you because they're in denial about themselves, about how they can do it their own way themselves. You see what I'm saying? Don't dread the darkness of denial, be the radiance of creative power. This person, no, they'd rather compete with you than go within and look within and be like, oh, well, I can do it this way too. If you just what? If you just put in the work, right? If you just put in the work, then you can get it done. But they don't want to do that. They'd rather compete and make you feel like you should be competing. So if you've been feeling like all of a sudden like I don't know, like competing, like someone's like trying to like make you feel like you should be competing or like whoever this person is that's projecting, they're very judgy, very nasty. Um because if you've been feeling like if you've been having like how do I explain this? Like I don't know. It's just somebody is they judge themselves way too harshly. No, they judge other people way too harshly, and it's just like there's persons they're very judgy, very nasty, very competitive. They're trying to push that onto you. I don't know why, but this is the same person that's like whatever. Like they're projecting on you, but they're also trying to do exactly what you're doing, or they're trying to figure out how. But it's like this person is in deep denial because it's like you don't have to do all of that. That's so unnecessary. You literally have all the tools within you to do whatever it is that you want, but you'd rather do whatever it is that the collective is doing. It's weird. This is someone who's very lazy when it comes to like this is somebody who I don't know, like they just feel like being a good person is hard, or like just being like this is somebody who like they're like, oh, I want to learn a new skill, but they don't want to put in the work to learn the new skill. They just want the skill to immediately manifest overnight, right? So they see you doing that skill and they want to do that skill because they too think that skill and like, well, if the collective is doing it, then obviously like learning that language must not be easy or it must not be hard, right? Like I don't know, like if you're learning Polish, is that even a language? Polish? It's in the bedroom, baby. Yes, in the bedroom. You ready? Diaper? No. Okay. Right. So like if you learned Polish, right? You took the time to learn it, blah 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 blah. And now you speaking it and then someone else sees you and they're like, wow, if they're speaking that language, it must be easy to learn. And then they're having such difficulties and They don't understand how you're able to speak it. It's literally because you studied, you did the classes, you know, you did what you have to do to be able to learn that skill to speak it fluently, right? It could even be like reading cards. Reading cards is like a language, right? And some people are very like some people are just they just have that natural ability to learn new skills like that. For some people it takes them a lot longer, right? But for others of you, like in the collective, it's easy for you to read cards, right? It's a language. So somebody could be like, well, if they're reading cards, it must be easy to read cards, and they're having a shit of a difficult time reading cards, or a shit of a difficult time learning that language or learning that skill. And it's just like because you're not doing it the way that's benefiting for you. You're doing it the way, like, I don't know, this person is trying to do things how you do it, and that's why it's not working out for them. This is somebody who has like some like I don't know, they're not grounded within themselves. Like they could have like personality issues, identity issues. Like they're always switching up their identities or their personalities, or like I keep looking out the window. I don't know. I feel like something is coming. I cannot stop looking at the sky. But yeah, this I don't know, like let's say you have two different types of hair, right? And they see you wearing a certain hairstyle and they too want to wear that hairstyle, but their hair is just not meant for that, right? It's like their hair is too thick or it's too thin, right? So they can't get those braids tight enough, or they can't get that hair straight enough. Whatever it is, it's not that hairstyle is just not meant for them. It's not working for them. So they should try a different method, a different hairstyle, a different product. But no, they want to use the same exact product, the same exact hairstyle, the same exact brush, the same exact comb. And it's not like, you see what I'm saying? Why? I really want that deck right now. I feel like this person, and this is where, okay, so whoever this person is, these people are, because they have such a crisis with their identity, they don't know who they are. They don't know the root, like where like, they just, I don't know, the best way I can say it is like they don't have a foundation of who they are. And because they don't have a foundation of who they are, they don't know who they are. And they see you being who you are, so it's got to be easy. Isn't that funny? It's got to be being the collective seems easy, so I want to be the collective. Listen, if only you knew, right? You have no idea the trials and tribulations and heartbreaks and pains and this and that and that and this and this and that and that and this that the collective has gone through to be who we are. There's a helicopter in the sky. That's funny. I just said something's coming. There's a helicopter. It's gone now. Oh, yeah. Now there's ambulance or some shit. What was I saying? An Aquarius. So you could be an Aquarius, or this is an Aquarius doing this. This is also about your ability to like there's something about being able to think outside the box. So maybe you collective, you just stepped outside of the box, and knowing that once you step out of the box, you're not, it's put it like this. If you are not part of society, right, like it takes a lot of work to be like, to fit in that box for society, for the world, right? It takes a lot of work to do that. But I feel like with the collective, there's this understanding that if you don't want to be in that box, you're going to have to figure out who you are. Because if you don't, the world will tell you who you are. And 9 out of 10 times, you are not going to like who that is. Right? So I feel like you had to, you understood that. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, it's so easy to be the collective. But the collective, once they stepped out of that box, trials, tribulations, pain, heartbreak, sorrow, betrayal, growth, shadow work, blah, blah, blah. That's required. When you step out of the box, if you want to be who you want to be, if you want to be who you want to be, I just said that twice because it's like, I can't stress that enough. You have to do the work. Now it's so easy for the collective to be who they are because it's just like, you know who you are by doing all of that, by going through all of that. You know who you are. That's why it's so easy when you're not, it's easy for you to pick up a skill or learn something new because all that energy that was used to fit in the box, to please society, to please the world, all that energy is going to the things that you actually care about. Learning a new skill, cooking a new recipe, learning a new recipe, whatever it is, right? It's like an energy exchange. And I feel like whoever is like competing with you, they're not getting that. They're not understanding that. You cannot, like, this person does not know who they are. And they want to be who you are. That's the problem. This person is of the world. You, collective, you are not of the world. That's why whatever they're doing, it's not working. Because what's for you is for you. What's for them, like, what's for you is not for them. You're not of the world. So your ways, your beings, your knowledge, your skills, it's not going to be for someone of the world. It's just not. Right? If God is giving you a gift, that is a gift for a child of God, not a gift for a child of the world. This is a child of the world that is competing with you. And children of the world, I've said this again, I've said this multiple times, you can tell who is a child of the world because most likely they almost always have the same qualities and traits. One of those traits is they do not know who they are, right? Because they let the world tell them. They let society. They please society. They please the world. They don't know who they are. So it's mind-boggling to me that a child of the world who's choosing to be of the world is competing with a child of God, somebody who knows themselves. It says, your vision, what's new and different about, use an unconventional way in. Yeah. Now, Aquariuses, people mistake them as a water sign because Aquarius is the water bearer. But it's really pouring water out of the vase, right? It's pouring new ideas into things, thinking outside of the box. That's what Aquarius is, all right? Now, if this is a karmic Aquarius, I feel like this person is trying a little too hard to be different, but it's like, well, if the collective is different, how come it's easy for them to be different? But when I try to be different, it doesn't work out. This person is competing with you, right? It could be a karmic Aquarius versus an Aquarius, or you're an Aquarius, or this person is Aquarius, or this is just about the way you see things, right? This person is just like, they just don't see the way you see things. This person is stuck in the old. They're not willing to change because it says what's new and different about. This is somebody who's stuck in an old way of thinking and an old way of being. And you, being in this Aquarius energy, you stepped out of that box, right? Remember, Aquarius is the water bearer. They're pouring ideas out, right? They water. They have new ideas. They think differently. They're all about future thinking. Now, if this is a karmic Aquarius, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If this is a karmic Aquarius, they have the ability to do things their own way. They were given tools specifically for them, for what fits them, but they want to do it your way. All right, like every zodiac sign has their own special gifts and abilities to do things the way their special gifts and abilities allow them to do things. So an Aquarius cannot do what a Libra can do. It's just, unless they have Libra in the chart, but I'm not talking about that, right? A Libra cannot do what an Aries can do, right? And they're just, it's different, right? And yes, Aquarius and Libra are both air signs, but that's not the point. It's just, it's very different. Like an ability of an Aquarius is being able to future think. But if this is a karmic Aquarius, they're stuck in the old. They're not utilizing the abilities that they were given, the tools that they were already given, that they already have, because they want to do things your way, the way you're doing it. So whoever this person is, it doesn't have to be an Aquarius. I'm just using that as an example because it says Aquarius, right? Whoever this person is, they're stuck in the old. They don't want to change. But you stepped out of that box. You're like, okay, well, I want to change. I want something new. I want something different. And in order to do that, you have to step out of the box. You did that. Use an unconventional way in. Yeah. You want something new. You want something to change. You have to do it in a way that is not usually like acceptable by society, you know? Like back then, like people thought having long hair was like dirty and hippie and gross. And now, you know, it's acceptable to have long hair, especially in, you know, for guys in the workforce or whatever, right? So that's an example. There's also something about you are setting an example for the future generation, because again, this is about future thinking, right? So if somebody is trying to compete with you by remaining stuck and unchanging, that it's not, I don't know what the fuck for, but you're the way you are because you're supposed to benefit future generations and inspire future generations. Okay? All right. So, I guess I can move on now. I have the window open because of my sage, but now I'm just like curled up because it's kind of cold. That early morning chill, man, you know? It's like that early morning chill, and then like towards the evening, it gets like warm. You're like, oh wow, it's nice and warm. Like I feel better now. And then towards like the afternoon, or no, like the afternoon is like nice and warm, and then like the evening it's like sweltering hot. But then like at nighttime it gets nice and cool, so you're just like, oh, finally this feels good. And but like in the morning time, it's just like, oh, it's fucking freezing, right? Yeah, it's like that. But it's a constant, you know. It's a Less Than Human came out. Less Than Human. So this person, whoever is competing with you, I feel like they're losing their sense of humanity as each day goes on. They're losing that innocence, that spark of life, that you know, because I'm telling you, that projection was heavy. You know, like that bitter, judgy, competitive energy. It's like that's getting more and more stronger and potent inside this person, and they're losing connection to their sense of humanity as the day goes on, because all they want to do is compete with you, and it's just not working out. So yeah, that's actually kind of sad. Watch out for flying monkeys. So this person could be sending flying monkeys your way. Yeah, so the more that they get into this, you know, losing touch of their humanity, it's like the more diabolical they get, the more impatient, the more bitter, the more nasty, the more angry, the more cutthroat they become. And it's going to get to it could already be at this point where they just don't even care. They're just going to do whatever they can because it's like, I don't know, they just want to compete and they just want to stay stuck and not change and please the world and, oh my god. you're an old soul. You have been here before. This could be why for a lot of you it's so easy for you to pick up skills and languages and whatever, right? That's why it's so easy, because you've been here before. That's why it's also easier for you to like ground yourself, and it's just like easier for you to know who you are. This person does not know who they are. I'm telling you, they have like an identity crisis or like personality issues. They don't know who they are. Because if they did, and you can't say, if you're a cross watcher and you're saying, I know who I am, let me tell you, stop. Because if you didn't know who you are, you wouldn't be competing. And not only that, but you wouldn't even get like offended. Well, that's not, I don't care. You're getting offended and you're competing, so you don't know who you are. Because the collective, they know who they are. What do they have to compete for? What do they have to fight against? They have everything they need. God is giving them everything they could ever need and ever want. They're good. So what are they competing about? They know themselves. They're good. So, okay. We have the letter P. Somebody, oh my gosh. Could be somebody's first, last, middle, initial, name of a word or a place. This is like a people pleaser. That's funny. Spiritually blocked. So whoever this person is, this people pleaser, right? They are spiritually blocked. They can't do anything. And they can't do anything. So they see you doing things. They're just like, well, that looks easy. Let me do that. Why can't I do it? Why can't I do that like the collective? What's going on? Like, what's so... Because that brush is not meant for your hair. All right? You can't drive that car in these very, very narrow streets. It's just not going to work out. Right? This could even be somebody who, like, they see you enjoying strawberries and they're allergic to strawberries, and every time they eat strawberries, well, the collective makes it seem so good. Okay, but... Are you supposed to be eating strawberries? No. So stick to the fruits that you can eat. Right? Like, I don't know. I feel like this person is in denial at the fact that, like, it's just not meant for you. It's just not meant for you. No, it is. It is. What? Oh my god. Yeah. There's definitely people that should not be watching my videos that are watching my videos. I've known that for like the past year and a half too. I just don't say nothing. But I know who's watching based on the energy that I pick up on. So I know who's watching based on what energy that just, like, I don't know. It's like, when you know, you know. You know. Okay, I was just gonna go check on her too, because I was like, she's quiet, but I just heard her. I gotta go check on her. Hold on. It's 333, by the way. Okay, I'm back. I remember, it's so funny, every time, the only reason why I made this card is because when I was younger, this was like, I don't know, like forever ago. And I remember one day I was coming home from this job that I had, and I was on the bus. And what happened? You eat crayons. I know. So, what happened to your crayons? I know. I know where your markers are. Let's go get them. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the bus story. Yeah, the only reason why I made this card is because I was coming home from a job. Wow. So whoever this person is that's spiritually blocked, their bloodline is tainted. That could be why, like, they just cannot create the way you can create. Right? They're not supposed to. They have to create with whatever they have. And it could even be like a little bit, right? Like if they have like if you have an abundance. Baby, hold on, give me one. I will open. Give me. Hand it here, please. Like if you have an abundance of seeds that you can plant, right? That's yours. And you gotta pick like 3. I'm not about to give you all of these. 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, 4. I'll let you slide with 4. She's so slick. So if this person has like 3 seeds, you're gonna have to work with those 3 seeds and learn how to plant those 3 seeds, because that's all you're gonna get from the divine. And if you don't even use those and water and take care of those 3 seeds, then what's the point of you having those 3 seeds, right? That's how God is seeing it. But the collective has all those seeds, and those seeds are not even any of the seeds that I have. Who cares? Focus on the seeds that you have, right? So anyways, this person's bloodline is tainted. It's no good. It's dirty. It's unclean. It's not pure. And that's why it's so difficult for them to do and learn and change and compete with you, right? Because like how is a child of the world going to compete with a child of God? It's how? You can't embarrass a child of God. You can't make a child of God feel unloved. You can't make a child of God feel left out. It's like, it's impossible. Like, come on. All right. Man, every time I try and tell that bus story, I get interrupted. Huh. I remember the heavens will shake. Yeah, this person's pissing off the heavens. They're doing way too much. And if this person's getting mad and projecting on you because they can't compete with you with what you have, they're pissing off a lot of beings, because it's just like, what's your problem? That has, like, are you, like, what's your problem? So I was on the bus, right? And I was coming home from a job years and years ago. And I was just, like, minding my own business, whatever. And this guy, he sat down next to me. He had, like, a really long beard. He was kind of tall, kind of, like, lank, skinny, right? And he just starts talking to me about God. And, you know, I was, like, indulging in the conversation, blah, 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 right? He seemed, you know, I don't know, he just gave me, like, this calming, like, he had, like, this calming energy to him, I guess. This was years ago. I'm talking, like, years ago. And, like, before my stop hit, like, I don't know, like, he just randomly, like, I don't know, he just, like, got on the bus, like, at a random stop, and, like, right before my stop hit, like, that's when he got off. But I remember, like, before he got off, he had turned to me, and he had, with his, like, finger, his index finger, he poked me in the middle of my forehead, like, lightly poked it, and he goes, "You've been here before, don't forget that." And that was it, and I will never forget that. And that's why, like, I wrote this card. You're an old soul, you've been here before. And it's just, like, I've had so many encounters like that, different ways and different messages and blah, 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 right? And I just don't forget them. But, like, it took me a long time. Like, I just could not get that out of my head. And it's just, like, it's always stuck with me, especially because of how young I was when this encounter happened. And I don't know, I'll never forget it. I know, there was, like, this just calming. Now, like, at first, I was like, this guy's full of shit, right? Like, but, like, You know, especially like as I don't know, you just. Anyways, this I don't know. I just the stories I can tell you guys. We'd be here for years. All right. Let me move on. So yeah, whoever this person is, your spiritual beings, they know they're getting irritated because this person is competing with you with what you have, and it's like you have no business doing that. What's your problem? Ooh, what was that? It wants to fall out. Don't forget to relax. Yeah, so if you feel these feelings and projections, understand that is not you. And you could already know that, so you're just like, oh, okay, so that's what that is. All right, let me just keep it pushing. Let me just go on about my day. And you do that, right? All right, let me get one. Okay. It's because they. It says it's because they don't want to stop doing black magic. Pathetic. Yeah. This is why they're losing touch of their humanity as the days go by day, second by second, minute by minute, right? They're losing more and more and more of their humanity because they keep dabbling in dark magic, trying to mess with you, trying to send monitor spirits, trying to get information, trying to compete, trying to see how you do this so they can do that. It's like literally taking a toll on them. And that toll is stripping their humanity away. They're becoming more and more a child of the world and farther away from a child of God. Which is again, it's crazy that this person, a child of the world, is competing with the child of God. It just doesn't make sense. Right? Now this person could have already had personality issues or identity issues. At this point, they don't even know. I don't know. They're like lost. They're lost. I would be cautious of this person because a person like this is someone who like essentially would be out for blood. Right? Like they have nothing to lose. In their mind, they have nothing to lose. So, you know, they can't create, they can't manifest, they're blocked. They've already pissed off a bunch of spiritual beings, good and bad. Poor unfortunate souls. Who sings that? Ursula from Little Mermaid, right? So this somebody could have made a deal and they didn't get anything in return. This person, they could be living in a fantasy because you know the Little Mermaid, right? But in the original Little Mermaid, Grimm's Tales, what is it called? Yeah, Grimm's, the Brother Grimm's, because I have the book over there. It's the Brother Grimm's and the original. By the way, all the Disney movies, like Alice in Wonderland. That's by Lewis Carroll. Actually, Alice in Wonderland too. The movie was actually, you think Alice in Wonderland, that movie is like already wild? No, they already had to tone it down. So the Alice in Wonderland movie today, that's toned down from, and people think Alice in Wonderland is like crazy and wild and it's just like chaotic, and that's been toned down. All right, believe it or not. But anyways, in the Brothers Grimm version of The Little Mermaid, the original version, Ariel, she ends up making a deal with the Sea Witch, and the guy ends up leaving her anyways, and she ends up dying. Ariel, the Little Mermaid, she ends up dying and she turns into sea foam. So apparently, like, sea foam is like remnants. It would be like ashes, you know, like how ashes are remnants of humans when they're cremated. So sea foam would be like the remnants of dead mermaids. But I feel like this person, the reason why I'm even talking about this is because this person like lives in a fantasy, and they felt like they could make this deal because in the movie, the Disney movie, Ariel made the deal and Ursula, tricked Ariel into making a deal, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the movie, Ariel gets to live happily ever after. In the book, Ariel dies. And Ursula gets to keep Ariel's gift. So I feel like this person is like living in a fantasy where it's like, if they made a deal and something happens to you, they get to keep your gifts. Like, nothing's happening. You're still here. So they keep doing this black magic. They keep trying to compete. And it's just like, it's because they're trying to compete with you with what you have. And it's just not working out. It's like they're trying to be Ursula and like trick you into giving up your gifts so that way they can have your gifts. But it's not working out. Your gifts are your gifts. Six of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, I feel like this person wanted to take from you. This is a taker. They take. This person's not fair at all. They just want to, they take from people. They don't care who they take from as long as like, oh, if I can have that, might as well have it. They may not even need it. This is somebody who, they will go to food banks for the free food and they don't even need the free food. They just go to the food banks, right? Because it's just like, it's free food, right? I need help too, but it's like, the food banks is actually for people who are like truly struggling, right? And I'm not saying anything bad about food banks because we've all been there, right? I've had to go to the food banks before, right? I've been in need of food banks and, they're wonderful. They're great. They help when you need the help. But if you don't, then why are you taking it? So I feel like this person is like, they overtake. They're very greedy. They're unfair. They overtake. I feel like that's really what it is. They just overtake. They take more than it's needed, more than enough, more than I don't know. Which is crazy too, because whatever they do have, they're not satisfied with it. And, I don't know. I can't even. So, one of the reasons why, because it says watch out for flying monkeys. So, they're sending flying monkeys towards you because they want to see what you have so that way they can take it. This person wants to take what you have. How many times can this come up? Watch out for flying monkeys is going to... And you know what's crazy too? What's sad is that the more that they keep trying to take what you have, the more it gets taken away from them. Right? Like I said, like if you have an abundance of seeds and they want your seeds, but they were given 3 seeds to work with. And it's like, I'm going to give you 3 seeds. And if you show me what you can do with those 3 seeds, right? That's how God is. Show me what you can do with what I'm giving you. 3 seeds. And then, blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens, right? It's like that. But this person's like, well, I don't want this. It's not enough. I want those seeds. But I gave you 3 different seeds. Specifically, let me see what you can do with those 3 different seeds. And their 3 seeds are nothing like your abundance of seeds, right? It could just be different. But they don't want that. They want all of those seeds. So God's like, okay, well, if you're not going to work with those 3 seeds that I gave you, I'm going to take them away. Because you're so focused on what's in someone else's basket. You're not working with what's in your basket. So this could have been happening for a very, 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 very long time. Like a life after life after life cycle. Because I'm talking about baskets. Like weaving baskets. Right? Like bread, cheese, loaf, grains, right? 6 of Swords. Yeah. This person's stuck in the past. They're not willing to change. They're not willing to be different. They're not willing to step outside of the box. They're not willing to work with what they have. And that's why things are being taken away from them and they're being blocked. Because at this point, it's just like, God's like, so what's the point? What's the point then? Right? For what then? What's the point? Oh, this is Tarot of Traditions. I wanted to get like you know, like a more of a traditional-ish deck, you know. So, but I like colors. I like the colors in this one, so it works for me. What the heck? What? Jesus, it's the Ace of Pentacles. You saw that? It fell upright. Yeah, this person could be paying attention to your finances, your money, whatever it is that you're getting. This person they want to know what you're getting. Whatever you're being given, it could be by the universe, other people, family, friends, whatever it is that you're being given. This could also be like an inheritance, like whatever is meant to be yours, whatever you are being gifted. This person wants to know what it is that you like. If this person, I don't know, it's like they're acting like they're like your accountant, or like they want to know every penny, every dime, every nickel that you have. This is somebody, you know how like those old accountants with like the glasses and the visor and the cigarette and like the big typer and like the little thing and like the receipts coming out. It's like they want to take note of every nickel, penny, dime that you have, every dollar, every grain of corn that you have. Okay, so you have 6 grains of corn, you have 6 beans, you have 2 peas. It's weird. Like they want to know every single thing that you have so they can take it. They want to know what you have so they can take it. But every single thing, it's like they want to know every single thing that you have. They want to take every single thing that you have. So they could be sending people your way to get information. Like, oh. So be cautious if people are like asking a lot of questions, especially when it comes to like your finances or like the material things that you have. If they're not, you'll know, because these people, they ask questions not on like how you been, how's it going, how's your health, blah, blah. They ask, well, what do they have, right? Their finances. It's always about it buries down to, you know, how much materials they have, how much money do they have, you know. It's always something like that. This is somebody who will start a conversation and it always ends up with them getting information on what you have, how much money you're making, things like that. This is like a pocket competitor. They compete. I don't know. This person, they don't know who they are, so one of the ways that they make themselves feel better is like they don't have a car. I have a car, so I feel better now. It's like that. I don't know. I need a tissue. It's like they want to know what you have, because what you have, it's like they place a value on the things that you have, on the money that you have. If you have more money than them, then you're... Oh boy, you are so lucky. That's washable, my dear. They place value. Like if they have more money or a nicer house or a nicer car or whatever than someone else, they feel better. But that's dangerous, because you're always going to have to be in that state of competing, right? And they're projecting and they're frustrated because they're trying to compete with what you have. But what you have is like, you know, it's like if they see you with like a new pair of shoes, they're like, oh, well, I have to go get those pair of shoes, or I have to get a better pair of shoes, right? and they'll feel better. They'll feel better about themselves. But in this situation, it's like you can't compete if they can't make you. Baby, hold on, because you're turning me. Okay, you're making me swivel. What was I gonna say? Like, if you can't compete with someone who doesn't care about competing, right? Like that's why they want to know what you have in terms of materials, because when it comes to materials, they can compete with that. But when it comes to like your self love, your wisdom, your gifts, your kindness, they cannot compete with that, and that irritates them. They can't compete, so that's why they want to know what it is that you have, every penny, nickel, dime, dollar, money, house, cars, clothes. They want to know what you have materially, because that they can compete with. But even so, you don't even care about those things, right? And that's another like laugh in their face. I just saw 5544, because you don't even care about those things, and you're getting those things from the divine. God is like giving you more money and more materials and abundance and whatever. I mean, not materials, because God doesn't like give finances, but more opportunities to get those things, right? And it's just really pissing this person off, because what they're trying to compete with, they cannot compete with. Like, how are you gonna compete with someone? Like, I feel like this person is like, oh, I got a bigger house, ha ha ha. You're just like, okay, what do you mean? My house is bigger than yours. Oh my god! And you're just minding your own business, being love and light, and focusing on your skills and your wisdom and blah 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 blah. And you can't compete with a child of God. That's what I'm saying. Like, this person feels like if they can, like, I don't know, show the world that they have more dimes, nickel, dollars, and materials, then they're winning. But that doesn't mean anything, right? And it's pissing them off, because they cannot compete with you unless it's materials. And you don't even care about materials. So, you know, that's why they're projecting. 10 of Cups. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Don't. She just disappeared on me. 10 of Cups. Yeah. Oh, gosh, I need a tissue. This could be somebody in your family that's been doing this, that does this. It's so weird when family members try to compete with other family members. Like, well, realistically, I guess if you really look at it in a spiritual sense, out here by blood they are, but spiritually they're not your soul brother, your soul sister, your soul tribe, right? It's kind of like they're just fillers. That sounds so messed up to put it that way, but it is. That's what I need a tissue. Hold on. Wait, have I been recording by blowing my nose the entire time? Oh well, whatever. Anyways. Oh my god, my nose feels so much clearer. Okay. So yeah, so this is not like in a way, this is, so by blood, yeah, they're your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, your father. But this person, they are not your brother in Christ, your sister in Christ, your uncle in Christ, your aunts, your cousin, your mother, your father in Christ. They are not one with Christ, the Christ within, the light within, right? They are not. Because day by day, they're losing their humanity. So, by blood, they may be your family members, but spiritually, they do not walk the same path as you, because they are of the world. That's how they compete. Materials. That's why you are given materials, because you don't, that's not, you know yourself well enough to know that you don't need that at the end of the day. All right? And that makes them mad. It makes them bitter, nasty. They could also be judging you because you don't care about materials, and in their mind, because it's like, and they hold, it's like money is power to them. So they think that you're like weird or naive or dumb because you don't praise money. But it's because of the fact that you don't praise money that money is literally like, here you go, right? It's money is given to you. Oh my God. All right. The sun. Look at how happy you are. Look at that. Wait, is she naked? She is, but you can't even tell that those are nipples, so who cares, right? Look at how happy you are. Collected. You're happy. You're frolicking. You're on your white horse because you've got your innocence, right? You've got that purity. You've got that light in you. You are one with Christ, the Christ within. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I mean by that. Baby. What else? Yeah, look, there's like sunflowers. And I was just talking about like seeds, and like one sunflower has like tons of seeds in them. You're flowing in abundance, literally. You're flowing in abundance. That's amazing. Amazing. All right. Also be cautious. Be careful of these family members or this family member only because they want to have an emotional connection with you only because they see you flowing in abundance, right? And now remember, this family member, or for some of you it's multiple, they are spiritually blocked. They cannot manifest. They are not abundant. They cannot create. And they're stuck in the past. This family members, these people, their bloodline has been tainted, right? It's no good. It's no good. They've done so much that they've pissed off the heavens, and now everything is being stripped away from them. So now they want to come in and create an emotional connection with you. Emotional, right? If they get you to have an emotional connection with you, it's like they can create a string and have your abundance flow to them. So be cautious. These people want to be free and carefree, like you. Look at how carefree she is. Blah, 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 right? She's carefree. She's frolicking on her horse, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't care about anything. She's good. God literally said, don't forget to relax, right? Like, you're like, oh, but what about my job? Relax, you're good. What about this? Relax, you're good. You're like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Let me just frolic, haha, blah, blah, right? These people cannot do that. They're trapped. They're stuck. They're not free. They're bound. So they're going to try to, like, I don't know, manipulate an emotional bond just to have your abundance, right? Or to, like, have you flow some of, it's like once they build that connection, that's in their mind. In their mind, if they can build that connection, they'd be like, oh, can I borrow? Can I just hold like $40? And then I'll pay you back, right? Or can I use this? The fool. Do you mind if we, can we just stay here for a while until we get up on our feet? Right? They just want to use you for your abundance, your carefree energy. They too want to be in that care. Oh my God. I had a dream about this exact spread years ago. I just had like the biggest deja vu. And it was, the Ten of Cups was like, wow. Mommy. Yes, my love. What happened, my love? Let me see. Come here, baby. Come here. Mommy will kiss your booby. Take it? Yeah, let me see. Come here. Take it? Yeah. Take it? Take it? Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Damn, this video is like over an hour. But I don't feel like I'm done with this reading though. Here's the thing. Anyways. So yeah, we have the Fool. Yeah, so these people, it's also weird because like they're stuck in the past, but like they feel like they can have a new beginning, like with life or like with you. But I truly feel like the collective, you're not in the business of connecting with bonds that you purposely broke. Because had you not done that, you would not be in this la 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 frolicking in your abundance energy, right? So it's like, why would you go back to, like, you purposely broke bonds so you can be in this energy? Why would you go back? And I feel like in some aspect of these people's minds, this person's mind, they know that. So their only method, I guess, I just heard their method of attack, right, is to create an emotional bond through emotional manipulation. Right? Like, aren't we family though? Blah, 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 blah. This person, they're loyal to the world. They're loyal to money. They're loyal to materials. Right? They're not loyal to you because, one, they're doing magic. They're sending people to get information on you. They're blocked. They've already pissed off God. Their bloodline is tainted. It's no good. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to your money, to your abundance, to your seeds of wisdom, your seeds of fruition. That's what they're loyal to, not you. It's not you. So honestly, you really have no business connecting with these people or giving them anything. So all right, let me get like two more. I guess I will close the reading off soon. Yeah, once this Fool card came out, oh my god, there's a snake. There's two snakes. One, two. There's two snakes underneath this Fool. You see? Yeah, these people. Oh, man, I don't know if I can show you right there. Right here. You see? That's the head of the snake, and then like that's the body. Maybe if I do flip the card like that. It's wrapped around the roots. Okay, these people are snakes. They are driven through their lowest vibrations. They have like a serpent spirit coiled around the base of who they are. That's why they're so loyal to the world. They're so loyal to money. They're so loyal to materials, right? Sorry. I gotta blow my nose. It's the changing of the seasons, man. Whatever. What was I gonna say? Yeah. I just heard don't trust them, they're your ops. Okay, well thanks for that. I'm glad. I know now, right? Alright. What else? Before I close the reading. 5 of Swords and reverse. Yeah. What did I just say about like competition? Like, I don't know. They have some weird revenge vendetta against you. Which is weird though, because you have nothing to do with why they are spiritually blocked. It's okay. They want revenge on you because you're in this sun frolicking in your abundance energy and they are not. And on top of that, they're pissed off because they're competing with you. They're trying to compete with you with what you have and it's not working. So here goes that revenge vendetta. So now they're going to come in and try to emotionally manipulate a bond with you. My throat is like hurting now. I don't know. I wouldn't, if it were me, I mean, I don't know. Do what you want to do, collective, right? But I personally, oh wow, there's a face in these clouds. Yeah, they're being watched. There's two faces actually. I wouldn't trust these people. They're gonna come in and be like, oh, stop story, stop story. It's just to like emotionally manipulate you, and once they, you know, create a bond, they're gonna be like, oh, now that we have bonded, tell me every nickel, dime, penny, dollar that you have. You know, how many pairs of shoes, how many clothing, how big is your house, what kind of car. For a lot of you, the only reason why they want to know what you have is because can they use it? Can they borrow it? Can they have it? Can they steal it? Can they take it? Right? Like if you have two cars, oh, well, since you have two cars, can I borrow one? Like if you have $50, oh, well, since you have $50, can I hold $5? All right. Oh, well, since you have an extra room in your house, can I just stay there for the time being? I don't know. When I say I don't know, it's just like I don't know what they expect you to do, collective. Like, what do you expect us to do about this? I feel like this person, they just want to take from the collective, but also want the collective to take care of them. And it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, but we're not doing that. So that's why when I say I don't know, it's just like, I don't know what you expect, but you're like, we're not doing that. So I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, you're going to have to ask somebody else because you can't ask the collective. Like, I don't know what you want, but you're not going to get it here. Five of Wands. Yeah, I'm telling you, this person, they're like trying to fight you for what you have. This person could be also trying to cause drama because they're mad, because it's like, it's not fair that you get to have abundance and you get to have peace and you get to be happy and you get to frolic in the sun and we're stuck. What do you, okay? Literally, that has nothing to do with the collective. Oh, but we're family. I don't know what to tell you. Right? I don't know what to tell you. Like, I feel like these people, they're going to be pulling that we're family card. But it's like, you can't pull that card on me because it's not going to work because I don't care. So what else? What else you got? What other cards you got? What else do you want to say? Right? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, let me get something for the Five of Wands. Because it's like, these people could also be fighting amongst themselves because you are in this sun energy, frolicking in abundance and happy and at peace and resting. So you got a bunch of people fighting because you are in this energy and they are not. So family members are fighting and stressed and struggling and blocked and having hardships. And they're mad because you are not. These are people that lost sight of the purpose. They lost sight of like the mission at hand. That's all I can say. Right? And then they want to get mad at you because you're resting and at peace and having abundance. Three of Wands in reverse. They're mad because what they're waiting for, what they're expecting, it's not happening. They're not getting it. They could also be fighting over a house, like the title or a deed to a house. Well, my ear's like ringing. My left ear is ringing. So you have a bunch of family members that are fighting over the title or a deed to a house. And they're also mad because they have to fight over this title and deed. But it's like the fight over this house, it makes no sense because this house doesn't even go to them. It goes to you. And they're waiting for like this emotional connection or this emotional bond to take place, to take hold, to work. So that way, it's like if they have an emotional connection to you, it's something with trickery. If they have, also the Fool is, trickery. If they have an emotional connection to you, it like, they don't have to fight over this title or deed because it's kind of like, I don't know, if they have access to you, it's like it shows the court or it shows the lawyer. They can pass it off as like you know about it and you're okay with it. But because you're not around them or you don't have an emotional connection, you're not around these people, it's like they can't falsify the fact that it's like they can't pretend like, oh, the collective knows, that we talk every day, we hang out every day, so they know it's okay. But you don't talk every day, you don't hang out every day, whatever it is, you're like physically you're not around them to like fool, I don't know, a lawyer, a judge, or somebody who holds a will, or like, I don't know, like whatever, they just cannot fool something. It has to do, they're fighting over the title or a deed of a house. Family members. I don't know, I feel like somebody was waiting for this. Somebody's like, okay, well, did you talk to them yet? Did you talk to them yet? Did you talk to them yet? So whoever is being sent to talk to you, that person is supposed to build an emotional connection with you to like help them with this title or deed of a house. That's so, it just switched completely. Like that's what this all is about. And it's like, you don't even care, like if they're fighting over a house, right? You don't even care about that house because you got your own Ace of Pentacles, your own abundance, your own whatever. So you don't even care about that. So it's like if they're trying to like, if they're waiting on that, that's another reason why whatever they're trying to do is not working. Because you don't care about the materials that they're fighting over. And if that material rightfully belongs to you, it's going to go to you. Which is crazy because I literally just said, these people, they praise money and materials and you don't care about money and materials. So that's why it goes to you. So they were waiting for this, I don't know, a house or a home. Waiting to get this home. It's not going to them. And they're fighting about that. Because it's going to you. You get this house. You get this title, this deed, this inheritance. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever they're trying to do, it's not working. And God sees that. It's like, God is like, I gave you 3 seeds and you couldn't even work with what you have. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Like, you can't work with what you have, but you want a second chance. You want a new beginning. You want a new life. You want a new house, a new car, new clothes, a new life. You want everything new, but you can't even work with what I gave you. That's what God is saying. God sees that these people have no proper work ethic. They can't even work with what God gave them. That's why they're not getting this house, this inheritance, these gifts. They're not getting it. Queen of Cups in reverse. Could be a karmic mother figure or a bunch of mothers. This is, whoever these family members are or this person is, they're very jealous, codependent, obsessive. They're not like, they don't have that mothering nurture. Like they're very cold and detached. Like this is like a mom who's not a mom, and by that I mean it's just like, yeah, they're a mom by title, but they don't know how to love, right? They've never experienced love, or they don't really know what love is. They only know they speak the language of money, materials, right? There's no nurturing, no compassion, no love. And that's what blocked them, because they lost sight. I just said that. They lost sight of the mission. They lost sight of their purpose, right? They just focused on money, materials, cars, clothes, wealth, and, being bougie and whatever. Like that's what they focused on. The world. They focused on worldly materials, worldly possessions, worldly matters. They lost sight. So these are people that they lost. They're no longer children of God. They're children of the world. Or mothers of the world, I should say. Like, if these mothers, like, this is going to be so bad, but, like, their bloodline is no good. Their children are going to have struggles and issues and trials and tribulations and so on and so on and so on and so on, until somebody in that bloodline decides, like, this isn't for me. I want to step out of the box. I want to be a child of God, not a child of the world, right? That's how that works. So, yeah. Anyways, this is a reading. Hope it helps. Bye.